On today's episode of Based After Dark, both of us refresh the page and the entire website goes down.
Yeah.
No. The whole website crashes because of everybody doing the exact same thing that we are doing.
Server.
You got to be a patron to, if you really want to experience Walter, you go be a patron and go watch last week's Patreon episode.
That's a good bait. I'm about to sign up, dude. I want to see what the hell happens.
Walter is on the Patreon. If you want to meet Walter, he's on the Patreon. That's where Walter stays.
Dude, 3 a.m, alarm goes off. He silences it. This dude gets out of his bed. We're on big loft beds, right? We're like, 6 feet above the ground. He jumps fully down, makes a really loud thud, grabs a cigarette, and goes into our bathroom and smokes a cigarette in our bathroom at 3 a.m.
Well, where else are you going to smoke a cigarette?
Based
After Dark.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Based After Dark, episode 89. Sorry I missed last week. My grandfather's 90 and struggles moving things. I'm here today, though, joined by Mr. Hamzy _IRL, Mr. Tasty Live from YouTube, and Papa Slice. Before we get started, I want to thank all of our patrons. We greatly appreciate you. Later this year, we're going to be going to Mexico, hopefully, and you guys might be helping pay for that. We're going to be making a lot of content there. We're going to throw Bread Dog into the ocean and see if he can swim back. It's going to be great. So thank you to all of our patrons. We appreciate you guys. How you fellas doing today?
Are we doing that?
I'm really hungover, actually. I'm not going to lie.
Ooh, hungover.
Yeah.
That's rare for you. You were drinking last night.
It is, yeah. No, it's a little rare.
On a Tuesday night, what'd you do? 50 Tuesday.
I'm glad you asked, actually. Let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to be turning 30 in a couple of months, right? Ooh. And actually month and a half. I'm very excited, actually.
He's old and bald.
I'm old and bald. But I'm kind of stoked to be 30, honestly. I'm not afraid of the birthday. When I turn like 32, 33, I'll be sweating.
That's going to be...
But, yeah, 30's going to be
What's wrong with 32?
Nothing.
Bro, you've been dying. It's all right.
I'm also turning 32.
It's a miracle you made it to 32. Let's be honest, man.
I'm 31, but
I felt old at 27.
Still time to not make it. Yeah.
When I turned 27, I felt old, and now I just dread 32 for some reason. That's the number. It's like, oh,
yeah,
fuck,
32
dude,
is like,
I felt older when
in my 30s,
I felt older when I was like 28, to be honest. I don't know. Something about my feeling just felt older.
27, 28 hit different, but like,
yeah.
32.
Yeah.
32
That's
is
like
the new number.
You got to go big for the 30, though. I mean, mine was massive. I got RuneFest. I got the London trip. Like, you had
a sick trip. You had a great trip. So
sick 30th birthday.
Yeah, we're gonna try to celebrate just as hard. My bucket list restaurant. We've heard us talk about it. We're into the tasting menus, the fine dining stuff. And my bucket list restaurant is called the French Laundry. Probably the most famous restaurant in the world, I would say. Just based, it's like that's the one that people know about, like Nobu and French Laundry, But to get a reservation at the French Laundry, up until about 2 years ago, it was nearly impossible because all the booking is done online. So whenever the reservations opened, people would send bots to snipe them, and then you would have to pay some like click farmer in Indonesia about $500 to $1,000 for the reservation. Like that didn't go towards the meal.
This is just to get in.
This is just for the table. The restaurant, that's not technically allowed, but there's nothing they could really do. California outlawed it about 2 years ago, and they made it much stricter, and there's a lot better. It still happens, but it's much more underground now. So it is possible, theoretically, to get a reservation at the French Laundry. The reservations open up at 10 a.m. the first of the month for the following month. So my birthday is in May. We were trying to book in May. So yesterday was April 1st. That's when the reservations opened. And I was like pretty confident that we would get one, even though it is still considered extremely hard, especially for like a party of 2. It's almost no way you get a reservation there. But me and T Papa, we put our heads together. We were planning on waiting just with our reservation page up, refreshing it every 30 seconds whenever the reservation's open.
These are the right place, right? Just to be sure.
Yeah. You had to.
Time,
this is the right one. It's actually also next to the one that you wrongly booked that one time, which is great. But yeah, that was our whole plan. We've been plotting this for like 2 months, 3 months, probably longer, maybe like up to 4 months, but we had to just wait until reservations opened. And so the night of March 31st comes along. I'm like giddy. I slept maybe 4 hours that night because I was scared, but I was excited. I was anxious. I was ready. I was like, this is going to decide the future for the trip. Bodie and Jesse already bought plane tickets. They already have like a hotel booked and stuff. So if we didn't get it, it would have been pretty shit for the trip, dude. It would have kind of ruined the birthday. And so we wake up. It says 10 a.m. MST on the website. So me and T Papa woke up at like 8:30 in the morning. And we were ready because that was supposed to be 9 in the morning, my time. And we sat there on the phone with the page pulled up, just clicking refresh. It's like 30 seconds away, refresh. 20 seconds away, refresh. 10 seconds away, refresh. Bam, on the dot, 9 a.m. We refresh. And it's not open yet. Nothing happened. We wait another like minute or two, we keep refreshing, nothing's happening. The page changed from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Like the message that said it opened up changed an hour later. And so me and T Papa are sitting with our dicks in our hands and we're like, oh fuck. Like that kind of sucks, dude. So it was another hour of like agonizing. I was pacing around, I was watching TV, but not like absorbing it because I was so like in my head about it.
How much sleep were you on? I was on like 4 hours of sleep, like 3 and a half.
I was on about 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, I woke up at like 6 in the morning and I just couldn't go back to bed. It was a rough night. I was like brain dead, but we reconvene. All right, 10 minutes to 10 a.m. We post up. We watched the slowest clock I've ever seen tick down. I had Clock Tab pulled up like we do right now. I was fucking staring at it the whole time. 30 seconds to 10 a.m. Refresh. 20 seconds. Refresh. 10 seconds. Refresh. 10 a.m. hits. Both of us refresh the page and the entire website goes down.
Yeah.
No. The whole website crashes because of everybody doing the exact same thing that we are doing.
Server.
Yeah. The whole website crashes and me and T-Pop are like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck happened, dude? Did it crash for you? And I was like, yeah, it crashed for me, dude. And so we're sitting there for like 30 seconds. It does not load. Finally, it fucking loads in. Almost every single day is completely grayed out. Almost all the reservations had already been taken. I click on my birthday, the night that we're booking. For 7 people, there are 2 spots left. There is 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And so I'm like, oh, fuck, we got it. I click on 6 p.m. It says, sorry, this reservation is taken. Kicks me right back to the start. Now even more boxes are grayed out. There's like 4 days that are open. One of them is still my birthday. I click on it. I click on the 4 p.m. reservation and we get it, dude. We get it. And
4 p.m.
4 p.m. is what our reservation is.
I also clicked on the 6 p.m. reservation, and then it took me back to the, what was it called? Is the website called Talk? Whatever they did it
Talk
through.
is what,
It crashed my site again right when I clicked on 6 p.m. And then I refreshed, and the 7:45 was available, but Tasty had already like gotten the 4, so we were
yeah. But I booked the 4 p.m.
Mind you, this is a Monday. We're not even trying to grab a weekend night.
This is a Monday for 7 people, which like who the fuck does that? You know, who has that party? Then by the time I'm done, like we pay for everything, we got it solidified, which is great for my birthday. I'm very excited. I went back to check all the dates and I think every single date is now taken. There are no reservations after like 10 minutes of the site being open. So I was like blindingly confident going in. My
concern was it's Memorial Day weekend. I really did think we were going to get a table, but the one thing is like Memorial Day weekend, there's so many fucking people in California. People are going to want to go to Napa Valley for Memorial Day. You know, like that was my concern.
Luckily, I didn't understand how actually hard it was because I would have been probably terrified and really stressed for like the whole 2 months leading up to that. But yeah, we got it. I was so fucking excited that I booked a local tasting menu here in Arizona. To go to dinner that night to celebrate, to warm up, and I got fucking plastered. So that's why I'm hungover. That's the whole story.
Oh, lovely.
Damn, that's a lot of stress there.
It was very stressful.
Wait, what'd you get plastered off of? Wine tasting? Or are you down in cocktails? Or
wine tasting. Yeah, it's a restaurant in Arizona that just won best restaurant in the U.S. by USA Today, which I don't know how. Like, oh god, I'm getting attacked in the wilderness.
That means it's not bad, you know?
Oh, no.
I don't know. You might not know exactly what that means, but that's a good thing. You know, it's a good award to have.
Yeah, well, they've only been open for like a few months. And
it's not bad restaurant.
It definitely was not a bad restaurant. It was incredible. It was very good. But yeah, then I woke up.
Michelin hasn't been to Arizona, but would you have rated it a Michelin?
No, it wasn't. The food quality was, but it was literally in a strip mall, and it, like the inside was really nice and beautifully designed, but like the tables were maybe 1.5 feet apart. Like it was very close to other diners, and it wasn't like a traditional fine dining thing. It was just the food. But yeah, we made friends with this really old, like filthy rich couple next to us, and we got plastered with them. And the dude was just flexing all the Rolexes that he owns and stuff.
Well, isn't Michelin like more based on the service and everything than the food itself? Or
so theoretically, they say that Michelin is only based on the food. They don't take service into account at all, but that's almost entirely. That's
so what's the one that is that Forbes for the service?
That's just a lie.
That's probably Bib Gourmand, which is the other one that's like Michelin equivalent, but not quite as popular. But realistically, they all take that into account. Like you're not going to go to a 3-star and then have shitty service. You know what I mean? Like that's just not.
Yeah, but I know there's two like highly acclaimed like statuses you can get, and one of them is more focused on food itself. One is more focused on service and everything else.
I don't know. It's probably Bib Gourmand if I had to guess.
Yeah, they also like the atmosphere and the place is definitely taken into account 100%.
Yeah, even if it's like subconscious, it has to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be. So I don't know. You'd have to see their actual grading criteria, but
which is like a closely guarded secret, obviously.
Yeah.
It's definitely
secret shoppers.
Definitely a weird niche thing, but their app is pretty sick. If you're out there, if you're a fine dining enjoyer, the app is pretty nice.
Dude, I've always thought
it's always fun.
I've always thought it'd be such a sick job to be one of these people that goes like undercover to these restaurants and like it has to be the one.
It might
like,
literally be the best job in the world.
T-Papa's like,
dude, because they track it down. So like I worked in a Michelin restaurant once before, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I mean I was just busboy, but there was like a whole wall in the kitchen, like right before you go out to the floor, of like pictures of faces of like potential food critics and potential Michelin star, it's like they have it down to a science, man, of like who might be, like they look at their reservation system and like there's things that they look at, like this guy could potentially be one of these people. So like it's their fucking ass.
I've always thought this when I think about it, is like they gotta fucking have an idea which one of these motherfuckers is coming in the grade. I'm like, especially they have ones like they definitely have an idea, at least. Like they're definitely on the.
They have an idea. They have a way to gauge it like down to like. But imagine like you just go and like you're not at one of those at all, and they think you are, and you just like get like fucking best.
No, dude, ever. Great tip actually. So like I'm pretty sure they're basically like the undercover cops of the fine dining world. So they do their absolute best to not be caught. Like they're not writing shit down in a notepad as they like. That's not that obvious, What you can't. What you got to do is as soon as you sit down, drink your entire glass of water and knock your fork onto the floor. And see how fast they respond. Yep. If you make it obvious like it was on purpose, then they're gonna think like, oh, they're testing us. This is one of them, and then bam, perfect service. The rest of that,
have you guys seen the movie Burnt? Any of you?
No.
With Bradley Cooper? Yeah, he does that. Like they do the fork thing. So like, yeah, they go over. I mean, it's a movie. Who knows how much of it is not real? We all do the fork
at the same time, bro.
Dude, all of us, dude. They're gonna kick us out, dude.
I was gonna say on the note of the app, though, I love the app because if you go anywhere new, you never been before, obviously you put the location in, and like it'll show you if there's any Michelin star restaurants. But the best thing about the app is they have the guide recommended, like, which is also, it's kind of like, it's not a star, but it means that you have a fucking good restaurant if it's on the recommended guide, because like every area they have, of course, the 1, 2, 3 star if they're there, and then they have the Michelin recommended restaurants, which those are the ones. Every time I've been to one of those, like new places when I've been traveling, has always been amazing. Whether it's just like a breakfast place or lunch or whatever, definitely it's solid. So
they're usually a lot less stuffy than the stars too, because they're
you could even have a better experience.
A lot of those places are places that have rejected stars, because a lot of restaurants genuinely don't want a star because it entirely changes how the restaurant has to operate.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's like certain like very specific standards you have to abide by.
Yeah, and you get a whole new clientele, a lot of which are gonna be assholes. You know, a lot of people lose money because you have to care so much more about your reputation. And like getting a star is great, but losing a star is probably the worst thing in the world. You know?
Yeah,
that'd be
because
so
I'm thinking
bad.
of two restaurants near me that are not Michelin star, but they're like part of the Michelin recommended. One of them's like a diner, and the other one's just like a fried chicken place. Like
That's
almost
sick.
like mom and pop. Yeah, it's like, and they're just really good. You can get them on like DoorDash and shit, but still fucking great food.
Yeah, you know the food's gonna be fucking super bomb. Well, DC has a shit ton of Michelin restaurants and fine dining stuff. It's all politicians.
Yeah, restaurant game in DC is
They got to
pretty
spend their
strong.
money somewhere. Might as well spend it
Real.
at the Michelin restaurants. If I had my money, that's where I would go. You know, so make
You
Yeah,
do,
well, they
you
have your
literally
money,
do
so-
have your money. What do you mean? That's why it's
Well,
your
they have
money,
it
buddy.
too, you know.
They have all of our money.
As far as the fine dining goes, I think the East Coast is probably the one area I've not really looked out and explored too much. There's a lot of good spots. DC,
Yeah.
New York, Chicago.
Well, New York has the most Michelin stars. I think San Fran is number 2, and I think DC is number 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, New York, you
Chicago's
can
probably
go
up there, too,
to
well,
New York though. You can find yourself in a dive bar and get like the best steak you've ever had in your life, though.
Yeah, New York is
Like, you never know.
spectacular city, dude. If it wasn't $8,000 a month to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, like I could see myself
Oh,
living in
I
New York
live there.
City. Yeah.
100%, dude.
If I could live anywhere in the world, it's New York City, but it's so expensive.
100%,
Miami?
man. The month I spent in New York was
I
like
think
one of the
New
best
York.
months of my life, man.
When? Oh wait, did you do that for like the training thing? Is that what that was?
I went for work and I was
Yeah.
I was working in this hotel and living there for a month. And so like, you know, I was still working a normal 40 hours a week. So I had days off. I had, you know, time after I'd get off and just go fuck around and go on little adventures, man.
Yeah, New York's pretty cool. New York's a fun place.
Yeah, it'd be cool if it didn't cost $1 million to live
Yeah,
there.
and the one thing I'll say about New York is that people take themselves sometimes a little too seriously. You know, I think that's just an East
Oh,
Coast
yeah.
That's why we
Oh,
fit right
100%,
in.
dude.
Yeah, like everybody reads books and stuff, and I'm like, fucking chill. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Chill
they
out.
can read there?
You know?
Oh, damn, never mind. My
Yeah,
bad.
dude,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
yeah, I mean, they should know most content creators can't read. But speaking of that, I wanted to segue into Saint Ted's story, which is pretty funny. He was he was banned technically, but not banned from Twitch for his name, Saint Tits. Which, how long have you had that name?
Oh, dude, since we were in college, 2014, going on 10 years, man.
So yeah. So about a decade, he's had the name Saint Tits, and you definitely have ops. Someone had to have reported you because their system would have picked it up, right? I said,
Yeah.
surely,
I imagine.
Definitely someone. You definitely have some ops. Someone definitely reported your name. I don't see any other way. Since you're so active in so many chats, like their system 100% would have picked that up if it was automated.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how Twitch does anything they do over there because they probably just do it terribly anyways. But
True.
yeah, I've had this username for almost a decade now and have had no problems. And I'm trying to think who I was in someone's chat, just chatting up with someone that day and then getting a voice call with you. And you talked about going live and I was going to log on preemptively and get ready. And boom, I see the message that I need to reset my name, that it's sexually inappropriate having the word tits in my name. Even though if you go to any IRL just chatting stream where a woman has her tits out, that seems to be quite appropriate, Twitch. You can see them, but you can't see the name.
I'm gonna side with Twitch on this one. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather see the like actual tits than the name tits. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, you know?
I like the cleavage over the bad names.
Well,
Yeah, please don't come after my content.
Dude, there are children on this website. First of all, don't do your vulgarity in the names. That's messed up.
well, that's where they fucked up because it's not sexual. It's not about a woman's chest or breast. It's about the blue bearded tit. It's my favorite bird. It's one of my favorite birds. And I appealed to Twitch and I gave them a very long, lengthy story about how me and my dad would fly to China every year and we would bird watch for the blue bearded tit. And that's where the name Saint Tits came from, because me and my dad have this religious connection
real, man.
with the blue bearded tit, and I am
And it's
the
the temperate
saint
zone of Eurasia.
tits.
That's really
Yeah.
good. You did your research, man.
At the end, when he's ending up, he's like, and also my dad passed away recently.
Just
I
guilt
did
trip the
that.
fuck out of him, dude.
I did guilt trip the fuck out of them, and that's not made up. That's 100% true. So
I believe
it has
I
lore
would go
to it.
100%, yeah.
As long as it's got some explanation behind it.
Oh my god, man.
yeah, and apparently it was approved, but I still had to change my name anyway, so maybe I just need to go through the process of hitting up Twitch support to get my original name back. But right now I am just Saint Tit instead of Saint Tits. I survived breast cancer. They took a tit away from me. So we're now
They,
singular
been
tit.
there.
wait,
You're
they
singular
reinstated it, but deleted a S?
No, I put
You
the
did
name
it.
Saint Tit.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but my appeal was
Yeah, I think-
accepted.
I think you should reach out and be like, yeah, my
Valid.
appeal's accepted. Can you guys please change my name back to Saint Tits?
Dude, when it comes to name like change automation and things, that shit's so stupid, man. Like, cause you were talking about like, dude, like Jagex does the same thing with their RSNs, you know? I remember Elisa had her RuneScape name as Taintlick. And then she logged in one day and they made her change it. They're like, you have to change it. So she changed. All she did was add an A to the end of it, make it Taintlicka.
Which is honestly worse,
it's been-
first of all.
It's as worse. It's been fucking years.
That means
it's been
literally just
years.
licking it, you know? So just
Dude, it's been
that's true.
years,
That's active.
and they've allowed that. It's still Taintlicka. Like, it's just been years now. They haven't even like. They're like, oh, that's cool, yeah. Like, you could. That's fine.
yeah.
They just won't change that.
I don't think, yeah, they definitely Jagex and they Twitch, they care a lot. But Twitter doesn't. Only if you impersonate people, they care.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
the-
fucking
that's-
wild names on Twitter, actually, now that I think of it.
I could talk about Twitter. So
Yeah.
my first appeal from them was denied. I was denied my first appeal.
Sit.
So, dude, under the guise advice of the internet, I've placed a second appeal, and I also I put in a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. About,
Yeah, where did you
That's a
read
move
that
right there,
was
dude.
What to do?
Yeah, where'd you find that
now.
tag?
I'm going after them through the BBB, dude. Like, what the heck? That's wild.
I contacted that was okay. So the main advice I've seen, like the most recent, because there's a lot of posts. Like you have a great post from like 2019, 2021. The most recent post for like the meta for getting unbanned for something stupid like that is to, first off, you put the appeal in and you wait, 5-10 days. They're not going to fucking respond because they suck. And you're going to start responding to the email that they send you to come, like the confirmation to let you know they received your report. You start responding to that every day saying, hey, greetings, I would like to get a response on this, blah, 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 right? Something formal. So I've been doing that every day. And they also recommended, yes, that the BBB is a good way to get them to just hands off and just reinstate your account, especially if it's something silly.
Dude, I always
But-
thought the Better Business Bureau was a government organization. Apparently, it's just some dudes.
Yeah. It's they pretty much the businesses don't want a bad rating on there because it's bad for a numerous amount of things.
It's just a bureau, dude.
Oh.
Yeah,
That sounds like
but
an
your
easy
rating-
way to extort companies.
We could be
rating on
considered a
there-
bureau.
The rating on there is important to businesses, especially big ones. But anyway, so yeah, I reach out to them. I mean, at this point, this is just trolling too. Like I'm just like, fuck it, I'll fill out a complaint. I fill out a complaint, put all the information, and they accepted it. They fucking accepted.
First of all,
you have to get accepted. They're not just gonna go after anything. They accepted my
What
complaint.
was your reasoning that it was like an unfair ban, or why did they accept it?
Yeah, that it's unfair. Yeah, that it's unfair. Give him the context and the context that my Twitter account's never had any action taken against it in X amount of years. Also, that my profile picture is the same as mine. My email, I've never that's one post where you could vaguely say I impersonated somebody that I've unjustly been banned. That's essentially what I'm saying here, and that they won't respond to me. But yeah, they accepted it, and then they reached back to me and said they've reached out to them and gave them a notice to respond to my said complaint. And then they reached out to me again recently and said they've sent a second notice now because they're not responding to them, which is just fucking funny to me, to be honest.
Damn, they're shooting for you.
Yeah, dude, they're really
out there,
gunning, man. That's sick.
Yeah, they said we gave them a 10-day calendar response notice. I was like, okay, guys, thanks, man.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, but maybe one day we'll get unbanned. Maybe we won't. That's okay though. Either way,
Yeah, I hope you do.
Honestly, I want to
You're
be
probably
on there,
better
you
off
know,
without
but-
Twitter, honestly. Twitter fucking
Well, dude,
sucks.
I was gonna say it is good copium. There definitely is a lot of benefits of not using that fucking app a lot.
Oh,
But
surely.
also, you want to be on there too, you know, at the same time. So.
Yeah.
It's how it
Double-edged
works,
sword.
you know.
Jinx.
It's much better than being banned from like YouTube or Twitch or something, you know. But
Do you have a secret alt? Are you banavating?
Yeah, he does.
well, you know, there's other accounts that we have that I could, you know, hypothetically allegedly use to browse the app.
Hypothetically banavating, of course.
Yeah, that has a B on it.
Well,
you
they
know.
banned him. They didn't ban us. You know, like as far as they know, he's not
Who
involved.
knows who's using the based account? You know, that doesn't have my name on it, so you know who knows. So, but maybe one day, we'll see. But unless you guys have anything else, I did want to cover some of these topics. I also wanted to ask too, you guys at the beginning of this. I wasn't on the last podcast. You said the Patreon podcast was crazy last time. So
Yeah.
what exactly? If you can give a brief overview that doesn't violate the terms of service of the beautiful website.
I had,
Well, we did meet Walt.
brief overview. I had my cousin over. His name is Walter. He came on.
Walt.
Yeah, Walt.
know
Walt
Walt?
popped
Oh,
on.
we fully dissected Walt like
God.
to the bone.
I don't
Walt-
like Walt, man. I don't like
Walt
him.
came over. Walt hung out for a minute. Well, dude, it was so funny. I put Walter in charge of the Patreon, and he didn't hit record for the first 30 minutes, or I don't know.
That's such a
10
fucking
minutes.
Walter move, dude.
There was no. There was no.
How do you know Walt, Tasty? Who is this guy?
You might know Walt, actually. You might know him.
You'll have to meet Walter one day. I'll let you meet him.
Literally just you? Okay, so
No.
it's you.
No.
It's you. You're
That's
Walt.
Walter. That's Walter. I don't.
You did meth? I don't know what that means.
I did meth. Well, I mean,
Okay.
Walter did meth. Sorry, Walter
Okay.
did meth.
All right. Okay. Well, I wanted to look at in the topics. Are some of these about Walter?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Okay. So the first comment says here, has anyone checked on Tits Wellness after this one? Sadie's, what the fuck happened, man? Oh, here we go. Meth ain't that bad once you lose all your teeth. Okay, so maybe Walter did get involved in some methamphetamine, possibly.
Oh no, Walter loves meth, dude. You got. I'm just like, here's the deal. You got to be a patron to, you know, if you really want to experience Walter, you go be a patron and go watch last week's Patreon episode.
That's
That's
fair.
a good bait. I'm about
Can't
to
get
sign
away
up,
from it.
dude. I want to see what the hell happens.
Walter is on the Patreon. If you want to meet Walter, he's on the Patreon. That's where Walter stays. You know,
Dude, I'm gonna sign up too. Will you send me that something?
Yeah, and just to clarify what they mean on checking my sanity is, we've been doing this podcast a long time, but sometimes you couldn't fool me. I would think we were brand new at what we're doing. We had T Papa didn't start for the first 10 minutes. So we had that going on. And then at the very end, Hamzy, what happened?
Hamzy ended early.
Okay. No. Dude, there was a point where the podcast ended. We said goodnight. I don't know where, like, I don't remember. Okay, I'm not going to go back and what.
Nervous when I'm not there. Is this why you say this?
No. There was a point where we said goodnight, and I fully went into dude. Luckily I even had my camera still on, but like I went back into like lean back, like, oh yeah, like that was a good podcast, whatever. You know, like I'm in that mode for like maybe like 15 minutes, and then I was like, wait, are you guys still recording? Why are you talking like that?
Like I was told by multiple people that watch a Patreon that it was an absolute banger and it was heat and it was good. So make sure you go listen to it. It was a good one. Walter did a good job.
I'll read a couple more of the comments. What the fuck did I just watch? Walter is 100% going to give me nightmare. And I think I think that's it for.
How much of the Patreon did you have to edit out, or did you just let it fly?
The only things that I had to edit were, obviously I kept I recorded the audio, the desktop audio.
You had to edit in.
That I edited in.
most in,
It was
yeah, that's
only 15 minutes worth. 10 minutes for T Papa and about 5 minutes for Hamzy.
You didn't have to pull anything out though. You didn't like blur the meth smoking, or did you?
No, we just let it happen.
No,
Okay.
Walter
No, I let it
knows
rip.
he can't smoke meth on camera, bro. He's a professional. You gotta smoke the meth.
He steps off to the
camera,
side, dude.
Yeah.
That-
come on.
Okay.
Patreon episode was such a shit show. It had to be displayed in full context from beginning to end. It had to.
Yeah. That filming that one was a good time. That was fun.
Okay.
It sounds like
Yeah,
you
no, the
guys were
first like
literally
20 minutes, we
role-playing.
look like we're schizophrenic talking to our imaginary friend.
Okay.
I mean,
I think
clearly I'm suffering a little bit. I mean, sorry. Never mind.
I'm gonna have to meet.
It's
Yeah, I guess
leaking
I'll have to
too
go
much.
back and meet Wall. This is pretty crazy. But oh, did you cover that, Saint? That's what I wanted to cover. Saint just put this in here. Not clickbait. The Communist Chinese Party got my friend addicted to cigarettes. I would also like to ask you about.
Dude, when you typed that, I hopped on an AI image generator and I tried for so long to get like the CCP holding someone down and forcing cigarettes into their mouth made on an AI picture. And I could not get a good picture I was going to show you, but yeah, sorry. The AI failed us on that one.
That is basically what they did to my friend. So my friend works for this company, and he wins this like giveaway where like he gets to go to China and represent the company, like, and be a representation of like the American side of the company. So he goes out to China and he's doing all of these business meetings and like staying at this nice hotel. And if you know anything about China and doing business in China, you're technically just doing business with the CCP. Like, there is no
Technically
ifs,
true,
ands,
yeah.
or buts about it. If you do any type of business in China, you're working with the Chinese party. So while he's there,
Party?
I don't know how long he's there for, but they work hard and they play hard over there. They don't do any hardcore drugs.
They don't call them party for nothing. Sorry.
They
love
kill
their-
you for doing drugs in China, don't they? That's like a big thing.
Technically, yes, but they love alcohol, light beer, and cigarettes. And my buddy
China doesn't sound
had
too
just
bad.
quit nicotine.
Oh, no.
And while
China.
he's over there, they are handing him cigarettes. And since he is a foreigner, what is a Wilo? I think it's a Hilo, Wilo, something like that. Foreigner. He cannot deny the cigarettes. It would be very rude of him to deny someone handing him a cigarette since he is a guest in that country. So he is chain smoking all day, every day. And we recently he came back. We had a poker night at his house, and he's sitting there like antsy, like looking around. Everyone has their vapes out. He's grabbing people's vapes. He's asking for Zins. And one of our buddies coming late. He's on the phone with my buddy Gabe, and Jonah all of a sudden goes, "Get me a pack of cigarettes." And I just thought it was so goddamn funny that my friend goes to China for an undisclosed amount of time, and he comes back, and now he's addicted to cigarettes.
That's the least shocking thing I've ever heard, actually.
They did the same thing. The European Union did the same thing to Tasty.
Well, first of all, I didn't come back addicted. I went in addicted, and then I left still addicted to nicotine, not cigarettes. I have smoked less than 100 cigarettes on U.S. soil. Okay, that literally doesn't count.
He's at 99.
I might be at 99. It's possible. But I had a roommate freshman year of college that was a Chinese exchange student. And one time I was like, he loved cigarettes, smoked a lot of cigarettes. That's pretty much all his friends did. And I'll be honest, I was snooping one time. I was, looking through his stuff because I wanted to see what the fuck he had because he was such a mysterious person to me. I pulled open his drawer, and inside were probably 10 to 12 cartons of Chinese cigarettes. He had a full, like, we're in a dorm room. We don't have a lot of space. Like, we have 3 drawers, and that's it. That's for all of our stuff. One of his drawers was completely filled with cigarettes, and the other was completely filled with, like, hats, which was interesting. But
The essentials.
they had like 3 iPads. It was I don't know what the fuck was going on. But there was one time he played League of Legends with his Chinese team pretty much all night. So he had like a really weird sleep schedule. And there was one time it was 3 in the morning. Literally 3 in the morning. I'm asleep. He was also in bed, but his alarm goes off, like his phone alarm goes off, and it wakes me up. And this dude literally, his name was Tony. It's what he told me to call him. He silences his alarm. His name wasn't really Tony, but he was. He was
Is his name Tony, or did he just give you
his
something?
name was Peng Fei, but they all choose like an
okay.
American. They choose an American name when they come to the
Yeah,
U.S.
Tony's a little easier than the. Than
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
I did-
I think it's
have
like a
had many
cultural
Asian friends.
thing. Yeah, they do it to be easier or whatever. But dude, 3 a.m, alarm goes off. He silences it. This dude gets out of his bed. We're on big loft beds, right? We're like, 6 feet above the ground. He jumps fully down, makes a really loud thud, grabs a cigarette, and goes into our bathroom and smokes a cigarette in our bathroom at 3 a.m.
Well, where else are you gonna smoke a cigarette?
Fucking, I
Outside?
guess. I mean, I would guess outside in front of the building like he did every other day for the whole year. But yeah, he smoked a cigarette and then he literally came back and went back to bed. He just fell back asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Chinese
going
people
through
love
it, man.
cigarettes,
You should have
dude.
reached out. You should have no, he needed help, man. He needed you.
I don't speak Mandarin, dude. What the fuck am I gonna do? What the hell am I gonna do, bro?
You cry for help,
Yes.
dude.
Gotta learn Mandarin or else poor Tony.
No,
gonna
he
be
was a
doing too
sweetheart.
hard.
Honestly, great roommate. Good. I only walked in on him jerking off once. He was pretty clean. Like he was just a nice guy in general, for sure.
Once is
bad
not bad. You get one.
Yeah, and I feel bad too because like I came back pretty late, so I think he just assumed I wasn't coming back. But his like desk and computer are like facing the door, so I walk in. Dude, he's into bukkake stuff. But
Oh, well, culture.
Oh, wait, how do you know he's not only did you catch him jerking off, but you also saw what he was watching?
Yeah, his
he
computer
just full
screen is-
angled it towards the door.
well, that's
No.
where his desk is. He can't move it. It's like all set. It's like installed.
Oh no. Okay.
And so,
okay.
yeah.
But you
it
must
was-
have held for a tick to see what it. I feel like you'd unless you held it for a second to see.
Bro,
what's
legit,
on there.
I like we both played it pretty cool. Like that's the law of the land. If you're living with somebody in a tiny room, you're gonna see him jerk off once or twice. Like that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've whipped open the door too, which is a problem. Every time after that, I would like fiddle around with my little key and like make a lot of noise if it was late at night, to give him some time to recoup. But I like slammed open the door, huge titty Chinese girl. Just on the full screen, dude. This guy jerks off full screen. Crazy.
Well, yeah, you're not going small client. I don't know.
It was a laptop. It was a MacBook, so like I get it. But
Yeah.
he just goes, huh, and closes his laptop, and I'm like, sorry, man. And then I just go straight to my bed and fucking go to sleep. And then that was it.
Oh, you said sorry, man, and you just kept walking towards and okay, I gotta get to my bed now. You
I had
didn't,
to
leave
walk.
the room?
I want to walk past him. No.
Oh
I'm
my!
not.
I would have 180'd. You kept going.
No, dude. You think he's gonna sit there and like finish jerking off? That's you would.
I mean, I
okay,
walked
you
in
guys
my
might
freshman-
do that.
My freshman year of college, I walked in on my roommate jaying off, and I shut the door and I just took a lap around the building, let him finish.
Today we do have a lot of topics. We're going to segue into some of those after jerking off. And one of the ones that I liked here, actually, this was more interesting to me than anything. Why does T Papa get upset if you say he looks bored? Where does this come from, man? And what exactly does that mean?
Was that triggered by something? I don't think I've seen that happen.
I don't
I think
either.
they're
I'm-
misinterpreting what I was saying.
You don't need to get upset about it, dude. Chill out. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll answer the question. So this happens to do with what we talked about on the Patreon. So, man, this gives away all Walter though, dude. They gotta go listen to Patreon. I gotta think.
You
Okay.
can be brief if you want. I just saw that one stood out to me just because I was interested. Like,
Okay, so
to
I was
submit a
talking
topic about this has got to be a thing. You know what I mean?
I think I don't remember exactly what Walter said when he was on the Patreon. He had just smoked a bunch of meth, so he was rambling.
That happens.
But it was something about the fact because Walter, if you don't know, Walter wears a ski mask. Okay, and it was to the effect of wearing a ski mask on a camera is great because no one can see your facial expression. So if you're just sitting there just like with a mega blank stare, nobody knows. Like you can look as bored as you want and you don't have to like have any type of energy about you at all because you got the ski mask on and you always look the same essentially.
It's no cam
that's all that
streaming,
was about.
basically.
Yeah, it was
podcast.
essentially, yeah. That's what I was talking
Did you
about. How
did you used to feel that way with sunglasses on? 'Cause I feel like if you've ever streamed with sunglasses on, or just been out in public with sunglasses
No.
on, you feel
Yeah. 100%.
I feel like people can't see me, even though they clearly can fucking see me. But it just makes you feel, I guess, more comfortable with just sitting there. I don't know. How to
No,
explain
that's
it.
super valid.
Well, so
There are
much-
times I wore sunglasses on
Yeah.
stream because I was tired of like being aware of my face. So I just put on big
Yeah.
sunglasses and then you can.
I mean, so much of your expression is in your eyes, you know? You cover that
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and it's.
Well, it definitely gives you a confidence, so maybe some confidence to like say or do something you normally maybe wouldn't do. Like kind of changes things a little bit.
Like smoke.
Because like you said, there's always when you're fucking streaming or have a camera on your face, you're always conscious of whether you want to be or not. It's just kind of in the back of your head. And I felt
Fucking
like it
bright ass
maybe-
light in your face.
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
even realize until you do a no cam stream and you're like, holy fuck.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
That's why it's so nice I'm so envious of like people who
Skill
started
specs.
out streaming no cam. And then like when you do turn on the cam, it's like special. But if you start out with cam and then you turn it off, people are like, what's wrong, dude? Are you okay? What's okay?
That's why. Listen, here's a tech. You guys all got to get Bread Dog to make you a VTuber. That way, you have the redemption, and if someone redeems it, that's a 15-minute break.
I mean, are we yoinking if we
That's
do
kinda
that though?
nice,
Like,
actually. That
No, it'd be
sounds
cool if
pretty
we, had
legit.
if we had a VTuber. That's not yoinking. Like
We could do VTube
I'm
group streams.
Yeah, just don't be alone.
yeah. Okay, maybe I'll. Is it hard to set up
honestly,
or?
we should pick. I think T Papa should be a B. I think that'd be funny if he was a B.
That would
No, I
make
got
sense.
Walter. I didn't want to like completely rip Brett Dog's idea, so I went with the Walter route, you know, and that's why I got
you want
Walter
to
on
be a
stream.
drug addict as your VTuber. That's
That's better than a lot of things he could have chosen. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It still accomplishes the
I
same.
was looking into big titty goth girl VTuber stuff, and I don't know,
see
just
what I
wiring
mean?
up the jiggle
that
physics.
could
Like
be, yeah.
that could be tasty. If you were just a
not-
big ol' a tiggle bitty dude right
I'm
out there
not,
with them
I'm not
some
being
massive
VTuber
jugs
big
bouncing
tits,
around.
bro.
I think
That's,
Casey should be some type of bear, and I think Hamzy should be a flamingo.
I was gonna be a Four
Flamingo's
Loko
good
can.
one.
Flamingo would go hard.
Four Loco can. Okay, Four Loco cans.
Or
best.
if
That's
you're a
actually
Four
really
Loco cam with hands, that would actually go hard too. That would actually
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
funny.
little eyes and mouth.
Yeah. That's kind of nice.
And
Yeah,
you know
maybe
how
Tasty-
Prison Joe's
I'm
got the lobster that holds the high noons, bro? You should be a Four Loco can that holds lobsters.
Tasty, you could be the Michelin star logo as a VTuber.
Oh, it could be the
might hit you
Michelin.
with that.
I'd probably be
Just the
sued
Michelin
though. I don't
man.
know.
Just be
yeah.
the Michelin man.
Oh, you could
And
be
do
the
it until
Michelin
you
man.
get.
Yeah.
You'll never get
Until-
sued. You get
No,
cease
yeah,
and
they're
desist.
not gonna
And
fucking
then you just
care.
take it down.
If it's a poor mock-up of it, if it's a PNG that was made by a bread that's not technically the Michelin man, I don't think they can get you for copyright there. I think you're good, man. As long as it looks really shitty, I think.
Yeah, that might fall under fair use laws or something. That or
Yeah,
maybe you know what I should do? I'd just rig up a full VTuber of Coxie, and then just have Coxie be my VTuber. You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
That would be
That'd be
pretty
good.
cool.
That could be.
And then you have a redemption where it plays the video where he cheats really quickly, and you got to act like you didn't just do that.
Then I would actually
then
be
you end
sued.
the
Actually,
stream.
Coxie would sue me for
Bro,
sure.
Coxie doesn't have lawsuit money. You're good, dude. Just a little cease and
It's
desist
got
and
some
take it down.
Oilers,
You're
man. I
fine.
don't know. There's a YouTube series popping off. You never know, man.
I heard he got the same lawyer as that one guy.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that in my life, dude.
I have another topic list. One of you had one you wanted to throw quick.
Now send it.
Well, no, okay, yeah, go.
Well, this is another one about T Papa. I'm not trying to attack you today, but this.
Dude, it's all you do. I'm used to it. We're good.
If I put a gun to Annie's head and lock T Papa in a room for 3 weeks with a max main, best in slot, but there's no guide, you get no guide for this. Can you solo top? If you fail, yeah, there she goes. What do you think? No guide though. No guide. I think if there's a guide, that's easy for you, right? But you have no guide.
He doesn't need a guide. He can just call our boy Cold One.
That's a guide, bro. What do you mean?
That's not a guide.
That's literally the guide.
They said no guide.
We're going with the letter of the law here rather than the spirit. I feel like the question is he can't use outside resources, you know? I don't even know if you could do it with resources, man. I'll be honest.
No. Now since the changes, that's way easy. Like before, I don't know. Now, yeah. Like just absolutely no guide. Like no, like zero guide. I don't know who's doing that no guide.
You are with your wife locked in a room with a gun to her head, apparently.
The first person who's done it with no guide was the first person to probably ever do it, you know? So that is pretty tough to ask.
Yeah, I like you're asking me to be the greatest tobber ever in 3 weeks. Like, give me a guide, and I mean not a guide, but I should be able to ask a couple questions. Maybe not a
I
guide,
feel like
but
you should get like maybe like a, do you want to be a millionaire? Maybe you get like one phone a friend.
A
Maybe you get, like,
lifeline,
50
yeah.
Yeah, you get,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
a
trying to
lifeline.
think per room. I've watched a lot of clips. I think I understand Verzik.
Imagine that phone call though. The cold one, dude. Listen, Annie has a gun to her head right now. I have 10 minutes. Tell me how to solo top.
Yeah,
I feel like that's just T Papa's life anyway, dude. He just locks himself in the room for 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could. I don't know. I like the milk though. You know, as long as they don't have to be live, I feel like I could do that. But also like the no guide part makes it weird. Because I don't know
makes it
what
hard, in
brick
my
wall
opinion.
I'd run into. That's what makes it like borderline impossible. Like I don't know.
Zarpus.
Yeah, Zarpus would be bad.
Nilo. Nilo without a guide would
Ni-
be fucking terrible because
Yeah, Nilo I don't understand. Yeah, Nilo I don't get. Everything else I think I conceptually understand like what to do. You know, like
How
yeah.
long? 3 weeks?
In max gear, like yeah, I've never had max gear. I'm gonna be doing things I ain't never done in my life, bro. Be hitting numbers. so
Yeah.
big.
Purple sweets, dude.
I'll give
Yeah.
you. I'll give you a good chance to get it done. But yeah, especially if you get a. If you
I'm
would
gonna-
give you.
I would need a couple like to make this realistic. You'd have to give me like probably 10 questions I can ask. You know.
Yeah, we'll give you a phone a friend.
Not a
I'll
guide,
give you
but
that. I'll give
like
you a phone a friend for this.
I get a couple questions. Maybe I get in call, like I get 1 hour in a call with a cold one. You know,
Oh, so
like,
you
give
got
me
it.
that.
You got it easily, bro.
1 hour,
with a
bro.
cold
What the hell?
one.
You got it in 5
You're done,
minutes.
dude. You're
Okay,
done.
maybe I could do like yeah.
You just got to give me your
yeah.
parsec information. That shit's
I can
free
do
and
like
easy, man.
give me 10
Very
days.
cheap.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think in 3 weeks actually. You give me 10 days, and then a 10-minute phone call with a cold one, and then another 11 days. Yeah, that's actually doable.
Okay,
But
what if I was
three
gonna give
changes,
you?
bro, 3 changes? I don't know. I know it was a lot harder a long time ago. It's a lot easier now. Everybody be doing.
Okay,
solo top. It's not
what
like
if I
it
was gonna give you $100,000 to get past Zarpus solo, or $10 million to solo a full top? But you also have to decide before you go in. It has to be decided before you even start. Like I'm going for the 100,000 Zarpus or 10 million solo top.
Dang, that's a really honestly. I love Annie too much. I couldn't risk her life for that. So I
Unlimited try.
take the money. I can't risk it, you know, because I know I can get the Zarpus. You know, it's not about the money. It's about getting the love of my life back, Hamzy. Jesus Christ.
Well
Well,
said.
it's not all about you, boo.
To her head.
Bro, he's only saying that because she's listening, bro. Let's be real. Are
No,
you listening, Annie? Hi, Annie.
she's not. She's not. She's not. This is the honest, raw truth on the podcast.
Okay, I'll move
I
on
just
from
fucking
that.
kidding. Go. Give me the 10 million. Are you kidding me?
Jesus Christ.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the Annie part.
Was the Annie part even part of your question?
No, I forgot about the Annie part completely. Yeah, that was not part of mine. I don't know. It did remind me of it did remind me of a similar question me and my bowling friends have asked each other. It was something along the lines of like if you had like you had to it was either all or nothing, like $1 million, but you have a month nonstop to bowl a perfect game.
I feel like at certain point your arm's gonna start to deteriorate. You know that month is
That's
gonna.
true.
Actually, dude, it 100% would. Yeah, you can't do that.
Days because I used to bowl a lot, not like you, but like my thumb after if we did back-to-back days at the alley, like my thumb can't. It's getting
Yeah, no, it does. Big time.
played
You know
a
what
couple
also
games
takes a
in
toll on
my
me, dude? My middle
shoulder.
finger, bro.
flipping
Yeah, I
off
was
the
gonna
off.
say,
I get that,
the
dude.
fucking-
Same.
The ball rubs your fingers pretty good, and then the shoulder for sure. 'Cause I know, like every time I've ever went bowling, even just fucking around, like playing like 3 games, the next day I always got a little. I always feel
The plant leg is a big one. The bicep is a big one. But honestly, if you're really, really good about your form, you're not using as much muscle. But dude, for me, I don't know why. It's like probably my biggest like thing for me bowling that is not supposed to be is the effect that I have on my middle finger joint, like right there, dude. It always hurts, and it's not like that's not normal. But when I do
with
like
a
7
special
games, I have my own ball.
He's a
But I even widened the holes in it, and it still happens.
I see.
Yeah,
The
something's fucked
first
about my
game, I'd
form.
be chucking it down the middle, and then like I always play the best of first game because like the arm's the most fresh, and then it just slowly goes down.
Oh yeah, you feel it, dude. You feel it. Like you have to. That's part of the game, though. You gotta adjust. You know, you gotta adjust late game.
For sure. Dude, I did want to say before I miss it here. Literally, I'm in RuneScape mining, and some guy came up and said, "Big fan of the pod." I told him I was recording it right now. I'll put it in there. Said he can't wait for Monday. He's a group Iron Man, but thanks, man. You know.
Oh, what's up, Gim?
Wait. Is he blue helm or green helm?
He's blue. He's
At
blue.
least he's blue.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll give you that, boss. Thanks for listening.
All right, that's fine.
I didn't think it was funny. This is the next one. We all like this one, so I'll do this one next. If you could partake in any Olympic event, what would it be?
Yeah, this is what I want to do.
breakdancing.
Wait. Here we go. Let me think of this real quick.
Wait, we're automatically good at the event, right? Like we're just like.
I think
we're
we
good
gotta
at it.
raw dog it as we are. I think is the premise.
Summer?
Ooh.
Is it? We talking summer or winter or both? I guess both.
Let's do both. Yeah.
Both.
Okay.
No, you're not good at it. You can't just automatically get 9/9 in a skill. Like what the fuck? No, it has to be you as you yourself, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
if
of
it's
course.
me
Yeah,
as
yeah.
myself, I'm gonna do that winter event where they go on the skis and they launch themselves off the ramp. I'm gonna fucking kill
Oh,
myself.
long jump? That shit's crazy. Yeah,
I'm
you're gonna die. You'll just die.
Yeah. I'm well, minimum snap my neck. I might live, but like neck will be snapped for sure. But think about
There's
the
a
views,
lot.
dude.
I think I feel like are we picking what we want to do or what we do best in? Because
Okay, hold on, let me add one more thing.
Some of them would just be fun, and then some of them I'd be okay at, I guess.
Runner up, I do curling.
Oh,
Just
dude!
you can
Imagine
drink
we
in
were a
between.
curling team, dude. Oh my
We're just
god!
gonna-
Dude,
Trash. We just be
curling
trash.
always looks like fun, dude. Like low key, I would love to get into curling. That-
Because they're drinking while they play, bro. It looks like we'd be fucking trashed out there having the good.
Oh
time.
yeah.
Oh yeah. They drink while they play. Yeah. I'm like for sure. I'm like I've literally like.
I mean, I think that's every sport. As long as you don't get
First of
caught,
all,
you can do it for a while.
Have you seen the
Work,
outfits?
too. You can do that at work, driving.
Curlers wear. Look at this shit. Let me post what these people wear, dude. This. Imagine if we had a sick fucking fit like this. We could choose our outfit. Look at what they wear.
Is it in topics?
It's in topics.
Dude, we kind of get dripped out a little bit. The pants, those are some solo mission pants. You know,
Yeah, dude. We'd be dripped out Louis Vuitton full outfits.
Oh, those are some fit. They got that shit on, dude.
Yeah,
Well, shit. I mean, is bowling an Olympic sport? Goddamn.
maybe.
I feel like I could hang, like, on my best day. Probably not. But
I got the list pulled up, and I don't see it.
No.
They did add video games, but
got
it's
badminton.
non-violent video games.
This is what I looked up for. Is bowling an Olympic sport? And this is what popped up.
What is it?
Look at topics. It just
No.
says. It just says no.
that's bullshit, dude. All
Dude, like
right, I'm going wrestling then.
Are you feeling some pain? Are you going wrestling? It'd be funny if you went wrestling and came up there with the whole like bravado, like you're like fucking, talking shit. Drinking,
I pretend like I'm like
you're going to get some Russian guy the same size as you, and he absolutely just mops the floor with you.
he's wearing a singlet and I'm wearing like a leather jacket.
Dude. You're like WWE
I just like, slap
wrestling.
him. I slap him in the face and get disqualified. I'm like, what, dude? I was being a heel.
Oh,
I was being a heel. Dude, they need WWE. It
was a heel move.
That'd be fucking tight.
just for the video, that would go hard. I think I'm gonna go rugby. You got rugby sevens, so I can
Rugby's
play rugby.
Olympic? Dude,
Yeah,
I'm going women's beach volleyball so I can pull up in the same fit that they
Ooh,
are.
That's kind of nice.
Hell yeah, I'd watch.
Honestly,
yeah.
bro, me and you, like, if we get past the whole woman thing, like, we'd be a pretty good women's beach volleyball. Me and you,
Probably, yeah. I mean, we'd be a
right.
good.
You guys get
we'd,
silver
we'd,
minimum.
we'd look good out
We're
there.
gonna have
That's
to
all
do
that
a
I care
little,
about.
we're gonna have to do a couple things with our levels, but we could probably get in. We could sneak in there, bro.
I'll tuck it. I don't care. I'll do whatever is needed, man.
Everybody's gonna hate us, but like we could get in. I think like, we could make it happen.
Well, look, as long as we don't place podium, we'll be fine. I feel like I just
true,
want
that's
to. I just
true.
want to wear the outfit. That's all I care about. That's.
Just want to get into the parties.
Yeah, I don't know how to play volleyball. I don't know how that shit works. I won my middle school volleyball tournament in PE class in 6th grade, but that's the extent of my.
Dude, let me say though, I remember playing like volleyball throughout, like with like middle school and like high school, like during gym class, we'd line up and play. They put a net up. It was actually fun. It's fucking fun.
Dude, I didn't do my. I had 1 year of gym in high school, and my teacher was like a severe alcoholic. We had open gym every day for the entire year. He just let us out in the basketball court to hang out. That's it. And he would just nurse a hangover because it was first period.
There's dancing, right? Because I remember there was a whole scandal. about the
Breakdancing,
girl.
yeah.
There's
That was my
breakdancing,
first.
yeah.
That was my first option.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, I'll probably go rugby sevens. I think if I wanted one that I'm like decent at, one for fun though. Yeah, maybe beach volleyball, maybe badminton. Badminton's just hilarious.
Biathlon.
Okay.
You ski
Are
and
you
then
ready?
shoot.
Here's
Go
three
ahead,
realistic ones. Because in this upcoming Olympics, we're getting it. The inaugural inclusion of Street Fighter, iRacing, and Just Dance.
Games? Video games?
Just Dance is going to be insane.
You didn't know that esports? You didn't know that esports made the
Oh.
Olympics?
I knew that
Dude,
was like
Olympic-
a discussion.
They
Olympic
League of
Just
Legends in
Dance?
there, bro.
It's such a disappointment because they refuse to add violent games. Just imagine Olympic Counter Strike.
Olympic Counter-Strike could go crazy.
It would be one of the biggest gaming
But
games in
how
the
do you? I don't know. There's like
Counter-Strike
cheaters and
Olympic
stuff in those games, dude. I think
No,
the
no,
best
no,
one
no,
of those that will
like
work
high
is
levels
got to be
they're good.
Just Dance.
That
Dude,
one
Just
would be
Dance.
sick
So
to watch.
in my college, I remember in the like central hub where people like pass through all the time. They had a I don't know if it was Just Dance or Dance Dance Revolution or one of those. But there was always these kids there that would just be fucking nasty, and there'd always be a crowd watching them. And what they do, I don't know if you've seen. There's like a little bar behind them, and they like hold themselves up on the bar and like basically
That's
tap
the
their
tech.
feet
That's
like
the
while
tech,
they're
yeah. You know who's killer?
Oh my God, yeah.
Is Jessie, Bodie's girlfriend. She does that shit, bro. She's like the
Oh, I bet, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be shuffling
I
too.
can believe that for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, if they had Counter Strike or like League would be funny too.
Okay, but why is there not? There needs to be
That pissed me off.
a beer Olympics. You know, like an official.
that would be cool.
You said
Well,
beer
there's
Olympics?
isn't
Yeah.
there beer
Something
games
good that like
in
Dana White
Germany?
could do.
It's got to be, if it's beer Olympics, so it's got to be like skill based stuff. It can't just be like who drinks the most, because then it's just like just
No, it
get
has
the
to be-
biggest-
it has to be a bit of
category.
both.
Why can't that be a category? I'm down for that
No,
category.
there's different
It
games.
can be inclusive.
I don't think any of us
You have
would
your
win
you
that
have your
category.
team, and your team has to all have like the part that they step up in. You know.
an Olympic beer pong would be pretty fucking sick to watch. Actually, If
Well,
it had,
there
like,
is competitive
like-
beer pong.
I feel like
There
that's
is,
just like
but-
one round snipe, like done. People got to be so good at that shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if your team consisted of like you have to have a balance of, you know, like
Yeah, I
four
feel
different
like
drinking games.
I feel like for that though, they would probably make it. They would probably make it pretty difficult. Like they could make the table a lot longer. Like they could really.
Yeah, there's
They
like
really fuck with
regulation stuff. Well, there's.
Yeah.
I thought there were the official beer games in Germany, but I legit could just be thinking of the movie Beer Fest. I might be wrong.
Yes, Grandpapa.
Great movie.
What? Oh, you talking about the movie? No,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie's
yeah.
a banger. Yeah, for sure. Those are all pretty good though. I don't know if you guys have anything else. I feel like water polo would be fun. I would just try to drown people the whole time. Like,
No, we would
that
get
shit is
fucking
hard.
annihilated in water
Polo
polo,
is
dude. Do
probably
you know
the
how
physically
athletic those
hardest
guys
game.
are?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Do you
go
know what
over
kind of
2 minutes
cardio those
around.
guys be doing, bro?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure it's insane. Just because you're treading.
No,
water
they're
the whole
fucking
time.
beasts, dude.
Like while you're like resting, quote unquote, you're still treading water. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I,
Fuck that, dude.
My cousin went to Princeton on a water polo scholarship, and he was like 200 pounds, 6'6", solid fucking muscle. Dude had like a 16 pack. Like he was an actual monster. I don't want to face
yeah.
him in any formal combat scenario, you know?
No.
we just got there for a couple minutes, man. Just fuck around.
I'd be fucking winded.
We would
dude.
literally drown
No, I'd
by
be-
accident.
I would
in the
stay,
pool.
dude. I'd be literally just on Prison Joe's shoulders, and he'd be in the shallow part. And I'd
That's
just
not
be like-
allowed. There's no way that's allowed.
We would be the goalie.
bro.
We would together be the goalie, dude.
Yeah, well, and dude,
He would just
any-
throw me at people.
Fucking trampolines an Olympic sport. I guess you just do a bunch of acrobatics in there.
That's like, yeah, gymnastics or something. I mean,
What is
realistically,
skeleton?
I'll break
any
my neck.
sport that we pick for the Olympics is just going to be, you know, how a lot of people have always wanted like one normal person to compete alongside the athletes just for scale for how much better the athletes are. That would be us. That's what we would do in any of these scenarios.
That'd be good. What about sailing, bro? After the new skill or they actually have sailing on here. It says sailing.
Olympic sailing, like racing?
That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Is that solo or like crude boats? Because I did a sailboat race one time when I was younger. We lost last place, but
Bro, where the fuck did you grow up to do a sailboat? Right?
I did.
That's crazy.
No, we did that in Vancouver, actually, is where my grandfather's yacht
Okay,
club
that's
was.
worse, bro. That's funny.
Isn't that a plot line in like Stuart Little the movie? You're
Yeah. They did a sailboat race, yeah. I'm not related to Stuart Little. That was a solo boat. That was different, way different.
I heard that type of sport is a great way to get into college. I guess, there's probably none of our listeners are trying to get into college, but like you do those, like, what's that?
Never
Like
know.
the rowboat? The
those really
rowing?
random
Dude,
fencing.
I wish rugby was like a big, like, there's some colleges that like have really good rugby teams, but they're not, most of them are not giving out like full scholarships. Those are really, really fucking good at rugby, but it's just
No,
not
I tried to play rugby once. It didn't
No,
work.
it's not good for getting a scholarship, but like, let's say you want to go to a really good school that probably wouldn't accept you, but you're willing to play on that team. Like, oh, that's huge. Like, you still have to pay for your school, but like, you can get into a nice. I knew so many friends that did that. They got
there
into
was
really
a
nice schools
kid-
by doing obscure sports.
There was a kid on our rugby team at ASU who would go to like the gym, the ASU gym, and he would load up 7 plates on the squat. Like, this is a weekly occurrence. He'd load up 7 plates and do like the worst quarter squats anyone had ever seen, just to like flex on people. So I don't believe in rugby anymore. I'm not a believer.
Yeah. I feel like European, like, because when I was like playing, I was like into it and watching. Like, those guys they're all beast. But yeah, in America, it's kind of piss poor. But that's probably why I was so good at it. And I got to score. I think that's why I liked it so much, because I got to actually like score. Actually fucking score.
You played rugby, Prison Joe?
Yeah, I played all through high school. And the thing is,
Really?
in
Oh,
Tennessee,
shit, I didn't know
where I'm
that.
at, it's a club sport. So
Yeah.
all the best kids, we got on the same team and just beat the fuck out of everybody.
I joined a rugby
ripped
club
everybody.
in I joined a rugby club in high school as well once because I was mainly playing football, but I wanted to do it just in off season, like, just stay in shape, like focus on like learn, perfecting my tackles and everything. And I made it onto the team. It was a club, so it wasn't actually our school. It was like our school mixed with another school who was actually a rival. But I got a concussion before the first game even happened, and I had to sit out. I was done. My doctor was like,
Tracks.
"Yo, your main sport's football, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, if you get another concussion by the end of the season, you're not playing football next year." I was like, "Okay,
It's,
I'm out."
A lot of kids play just to get out of like spring training for their like primary sport. Just
Yeah. But it's got a kind of, I don't know if it was the same for you, but it kind of does have like a band of misfits a little bit, just because of its like
Ruffians?
unofficialness. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Just because of how
rugby's like,
unofficial it is.
It's so funny because it's supposed to be like this class, like respectable sport, but like you're like wearing a fucking polo while you play it, but you're also like basically fighting. It's like when I explain to people, it's like football, wrestling, and soccer all in like one sport, because it's very endurance based, but also there's a lot of physical. It's a really cool sport actually. But
It is. It is a
it's
very
not-
cool sport, honestly. What was your position, Prison Joe?
I was in the pack, bro, in the middle, the big boys.
Oh yeah, I was the hooker.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a name?
definitely-
You want to fight
yeah,
Jad?
Yeah.
the hooker. Yeah, Hooker
Perfect for me,
outside.
dude. Yeah, I was the hooker.
Yeah. Those are like, there's a lot of like, you want all the shifty fast guys on the outside and the big guys in the middle of the field. That's typically how it's played, at least a full game. There's all these different variants of rugby too, but anyway. Did you guys have any other topics you want to cover, or we can do the Twitter workshop?
I got nothing. Let me look.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Patreon today, I have a one thing, probably just discussion based, and then we've had a couple of these topics in here by Saints that are insane that we're gonna cover them on the. We're finally gonna make it happen. We're gonna cover these topics because they're actually pretty fucking hilarious. But we'll get to those. But if you guys know everything, I'm down to I'm down to listen to the Twitter workshop until we get unbanned one day. Surely. Thank you, Twitter.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, rest in peace, your Twitter account.
BBB's after you. We're coming for you.
Let me pull up. Let me see if I got anything. I might not. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like I don't know. I wanted to like just post less slop, so I've been not
really?
putting drafts in. It's been
You can take it to
I
your
felt like a lot
online
of the time
presence
I was only like bringing these awful tweets and tweeting them for the Twitter workshop to carry this because no one else does. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think I want to tweet vulgarity like to the extent I was doing anymore. Like I got a banger, but I don't want to send it, Like here,
Is
listen to
this
this
like
one.
a personal
Yeah,
choice,
yeah,
or
yeah,
did
yeah.
someone from
Yeah, you sound like you're going through something.
He's
yeah.
maturing. He's growing. Let him come into his own. I
Just
like
like
that.
I need,
T-Bro.
I need
like-
a little
it
more
sounds like you can hear the
variety, and I
pain.
feel like I've done a lot of too many. I've done too many forced tweets.
Did Andy see you
Yeah.
down or something? Like what happened? man?
No.
Yeah,
This
is everything
me.
okay at home?
Yeah, and everything's great.
And he's
I
got a gun to
banger,
her head
though.
and he needs to solo top. He's really
Like,
strategy.
like this is like I got heat. I ain't gonna lie, I got some heat, but I don't know if I want to tweet these anymore. But it's I've yet to meet anyone depressed that's racist, homophobic, and misogynistic.
What does it even
Okay,
mean?
yeah, I can see what you're saying about not. Yeah.
You see, that's I like. I don't want to force any of these.
He's like, I have a banger, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that one that much. I think. Could you say it
I think
again?
maybe I said it. I've yet to meet anyone that's I gotta fix the grammar. I've yet to meet anyone depressed that's racist, homophobic, and misogynistic.
Why would they not? Why would they be those things in the first place?
Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
We're deconstructing. I need to understand this.
Oh no, I just fucking saw this and I giggled and I was like, okay, let me tweet that. You know, like I saw that. And I was like, okay, and that's where all these fucking come from. You know?
No, I vibe with that. I get it.
I would go no on that, but I kind of understand. I think, kind of.
Yeah. All these are just bad. It's like live, laugh, kill yourself. You know.
They will be. Yeah, they'll actually ban you for that one. Actually, you can't say anymore.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You only get a 2-day ban for that, bro. But if you post some fucking guy who looks like you'll get fucking burned.
That is true. Yeah.
My sweet Turkish prince.
Shit,
You
I
see,
got
but
nothing
to
more
my-
bad.
That's what I'm saying. And to my point, ain't nobody got anything else. So
Let me ask you this: if I ever do get unbanned, should I come back and do like? Should I literally rent some exotic cars and do like a full music video, like return tweet?
Yeah, or you could just be like a manfluencer, like the dude who dips his face in ice water and just use rented cars to flex like fake wealth. That's a good idea.
Yes, that could be good. Yeah.
No, I have a good gift for you to return when you do. I'll send it to you.
You think the face water guy is renting his G-Wagon?
I don't know where his shit comes from. I couldn't tell you.
He does have 9 million Instagram followers, so he probably is. Surely he's got some money.
He's got 9 million. Wow, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I just posted in general, Seth. That's your return tweet.
Let me see. Yeah, I tweet that. I just came back to life. Like, oh, you're not a black guy. You're fucking permanent.
You don't even have to comment. You don't even have to post anything with it. Just the
that.
GIF alone. Just waking up from a coma. Like,
I have a couple ideas. This is all depending on if I actually did ever get unbanned, but I do have a few ideas of what to do. I don't know. We'll see. I'll cook something up with Mr. Tids.
I believe.
what's the name of that man influencer guy?
Ashton Hall.
Ashton-
I was
Ashton
literally
Hall,
just looking
yeah.
at it.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite days of streaming is when I bought a bottle of Saratoga, which I'll be expensing on next year's fiscal year of taxes, and also no strips, which I'll also be expensing on next year's fiscal year of taxes since I showed them on stream and used them as a prop. Yeah, I put the nose strip on and I'm streaming and just so many people were just like, what the fuck? What's on your nose? Did you hurt your nose? We're just incredible. And then I just started pulling the bottle out and drinking out of it, and not saying anything. It was
yeah, I saw you at first. You were looking like prime Ray Lewis.
Yeah. it was good, dude. It was good. It was a good it was worth. I think the bottle of Saratoga is like $3 and then the strips like $5. So it was a good investment. Thank you. It was,
Okay, I got something. Okay, this has to do with Twitter. Dear Lola tricked me. Okay, on Twitter. Did you guys see his fake April Fools?
What did he do?
Oh, dude,
No, I'm
you
blocked.
guys.
Sorry.
Bro, this is wild. This is what he tweets. Because did you guys know that he did like a month-long streamathon where he did dopamine sobriety. Like he did no drugs, no alcohol, and also like no TikTok. He was reading books and he was in his room and you could just watch 24/7.
Yeah, I saw that. That was like a
I would
crazy
check in.
human
Was
experience.
he playing RuneScape though?
Yeah.
He was doing RuneScape. He was doing
a little
RuneScape
bit,
stuff.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was like a dopamine detox.
I mean, it's not dopamine detox if you're playing RuneScape.
you did that on Kick though, right? As well.
I don't know if he was live on both, but I would tune in from time to time just to. It was like a cool social experiment to watch, and then he tweets on April 1st, which I'm an idiot for falling for this, but I did believe him because it sounded so sincere. He goes, all right, now that it's all over, I can finally talk about the real reason behind wanting to get sober. I got someone pregnant before my subathon last November, so my firstborn will be there in the next few months. Excited to be a dad. You'll meet the mom soon, 222.
Oh, that was fake? Oh,
That was
dude, I
fucking
did see
fake,
that.
dude.
I thought that was legit, man. What the fuck?
I was like, yesterday, I was like happy for this dude. I'm like, wow, that's
That is
so
pretty
cool.
good.
You've
That's a good one.
changed and I'm like, oh no, you're still a fucking piece of shit. And that's kind of crazy that you do that. You know, like,
T-Bob got hurt by that one, bro. He was,
yeah, I was like, dang, dude, good for this guy. But no, that was, anyways, you know, he got a lot of people, me included. And, you know, same old dear Lola.
Yeah, you got two.
Did you have one, Hemsy?
No.
Nothing from Tasty.
Nothing. Sorry, boys. Been a long weekend.
That's the best we got, guys. Live, laugh, kill yourself. See you next week.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.